Today we're going to do one of the classic sandwiches of Portugal, a Bifana. It's a pork sandwich that's seen throughout Portugal, a lot of different variations, but it's made with pork, always put on a bread roll. Today I'm going to use Papo Secos. I have a video on making these if you care to watch. The other thing that's really popular in a lot of Bifana sandwiches is plain yellow mustard. We'll get to it. It's always marinated. Okay, first thing I'll do is add some fresh bay leaf. I usually like to mangle these up a bit. I'm just kind of like one of those that believes the more you break up cells of the plant leaf, the more flavor is going to come out of there. And again, that just smells fantastic. Put in some garlic. I have my bay leaf and garlic in there. I'll add in my paprika, a little bit of vinegar, and some white vino verde. Put some fresh black pepper, salt, some piri-piri sauce. It's a hot sauce. You could use any hot sauce. All right, now we're going to trim up our pork cutlets. So this is a boneless piece of meat. You can, some recipes I see they'll save these little pieces of fat, actually put in a frying pan and render it down a little bit. And that's like the grease they use or the fat they use to saute the pork. I will slice this at least in half. So this is maybe about a 1/4 inch thick there, a little more. The other thing that is common to all Bifana sandwiches, it's a very thin cut of pork. Next, I'm going to tenderize the pork cutlets. I like to put down a piece of plastic wrap, just kind of keeps things a little cleaner. I'll do 2 at a time. I have my meat tenderizing hammer. You either could use one of these, is great, or the back of a frying pan, even a hammer covered with aluminum foil, or a rolling pin. So there's a lot of different options to get this tenderized. And the plastic wrap does a couple things. One, it prevents splatter from going all over your kitchen, which is a little cleaner. And also, it allows the meat to slide almost. Even like if you spray it with a quick spray of oil, it just allows the meat to, it allows it to spread without tearing. There you go. So these got down to about 1/8 of an inch. They even could go thinner. I'll put that right in my marinade. And because these are so thin, you can get away with just marinating for 3 hours. Nothing wrong with doing it 24 hours. All right, all of the pork is in the marinade. Making a mess there, and I like using a big fork, something that I just could leave in a bowl, and maybe every hour or so toss it. Kind of some basics on marinade. It's the vinegar that helps denature some of those first few layers of protein, some of the first few layers of the cell of the pork. It's denaturing them the same way that you denature that famous ceviche dish, that fish dish with acid. So it's actually kind of cooking and denaturing that first few cells so flavors could penetrate the meat. But especially with fish, if you use a lot of acidity, you have to be careful not to do it for too long, or else the acid will start to cook or denature the fish if you do it for probably like over 3 hours. So that's it. I'll put that in my refrigerator. I'll get back to you in about 3 hours. While I'm marinating this, make a poncha video. That's a classic drink made in Madeira Island. So I'll get that video posted in the future. Poncha. Okay, I took my pork out of the marinade and I've dried it off with a paper towel. Again, anytime you want to kind of brown your meat, it's good to have it dry. Put in a little extra virgin olive oil. I also have another pan with the marinade inside that I'm bringing up to a boil. All you have to do is bring it up to a boil, turn it off, and we're going to use that as a sauce. So the pan is hot, put that in there. Should only take about maybe a minute or 2 minutes on each side, and that's it, because they're very thin pieces of pork. My marinade came to a boil, so I'll turn off the fire and just set that aside. Pull off my pork and set it aside. I'll put a little bit of the marinade in here. Then I'm going to soak my bread in that marinade. And just let it soak up a lot of that deliciousness. All right, we have our Papo bread. Our fork on there. Go ahead and drizzle some of that on the bread. And now just a little bit of mustard. Over here I have my dipping sauce, which is the marinade that's been brought to a boil. Just cut that in half. There you go, simple enough. Now you can make the classic Bifana sandwich. I'm gonna have it with some vinegar, same wine I was marinating the pork in. Smells incredible, can't wait to dig in. Give this a try. Go out and cook for somebody you love.